Hi all, and welcome to our ProFM Credential Information session presented by University of Dallas. My name is Bobby Quickstad, and I work with the ProFM Credential program. We partner with colleges like University of Dallas to offer in-person ProFM Credential program courses to FMs like you. These partners include some of the most well-respected educational institutions worldwide and provide expert ProFM credentialed instructors and a community of support for local facility professionals. I'd like to start by introducing today's speakers. My name is Bobby Quickstad, and I'm the Global Partnerships Manager for the ProFM Credential Program. My co-host for this information session is Jim Myers, who will be the instructor for the ProFM course at University of Dallas. Jim has decades of experience in energy, engineering, education, and business. For 22 years, he was the director of the Penn State Facilities Engineering Institute. Mr. Myers has developed and provided customized training for facility professionals for more than 30 years. He has helped facility owners and managers save tens of millions of dollars. Mr. Myers received his BS in Civil and Environmental Engineering from Cornell University and MS in Architectural Engineering from Penn State University. He is also a registered professional engineer and one of the first to receive the ProFM credential. He also worked in the private sector in the power industry and water treatment. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you, Bobby.
For today's agenda, we will start out by covering some FM industry and trends. We'll walk through what the ProFM credential is and how it was developed. Next, I'll have Jim walk through the ProFM body of knowledge, which includes the 24 things that every FM should know. Then we'll go through how one would earn ProFM. We'll walk through some of the expert guidance and engagement you'll receive by pursuing this through the University of Dallas. And then lastly, we'll wrap up with tips for approval and funding. So let's take a look at some of FM industry trends as we're seeing some big changes in this industry. FMs are retiring and leaving a gap in expertise. FMs are also managing the second largest asset of a company, and as a result, need to be more in tune with the overall business mission. So in addition to the traditional FM skills, there are new requirements to do things like create a business case for capital investments. Employers have also expressed the need to ensure that new and existing FMs are equipped to meet these new gaps. Also, no current global standard has kept up with the current skill sets demanded. And then lastly, most telling that the FM market is so large and only a small percentage in the US have earned an FM credential, leaving a tremendous opportunity to create a global standard that can help unify and elevate the FM profession. A professional certification signals to both employers and peers that you are fluent in a global standard of knowledge and skills relevant to your field and that you adhere to those standards. A professional certification's purpose is to establish a global objective and standard of competency and knowledge. This signals to others that you know what those best practices are within your field and can hit the ground running. Earning a credential demonstrates that you are dedicated to your choice of career and that you're willing to invest and put in the effort to your personal development. For employers, credentials brings together teams with disparate levels of skills and knowledge. It also brings people to a common level of understanding, getting everyone on the same page and speaking the same language. And from a practical perspective, credentials help professionals continually update and expand their knowledge and increase performance. So next we'll walk through what is ProFM and kind of how it was developed. So we know that facilities management as a profession is evolving as it adapts to new technologies, globalization, and significant retirement gaps. Today's facility professionals need knowledge and skills that go beyond traditional facility management, expanding into strategic business skills. ProFM Credential is the result of an extensive research project that we conducted in 2017 to address the changing needs in the FM market. We'll talk a little bit more about that research in a minute, but to set the stage, ProFM is a training and credentialing program built to celebrate the diversity and growing roles of facility managers. So it was designed to, one, create a framework or standard that defines what FM skills are required today. Two, provide training to help both individuals and organizations identify and fill those gaps. And then lastly, provide a way for all facility professionals across industries, job titles, and geographies to demonstrate that they possess the required skills through a recognized and unbiased credential. The ProFMI Commission conducted an extensive global research study to define the knowledge and skills required of facility professionals today. More than 3,300 professionals from 93 countries and 1,800 unique companies contributed to the study. 95% agreed that the ProFM body of knowledge covers all FM tasks. As a result of this study, the ProFM body of knowledge, the foundation of the ProFM Credential, was created. The ProFM Credential offers the most current and relevant facility management body of knowledge available today. Now I'd like to hand it over to Jim to talk to the ProFM body of knowledge.
Thank you, Bobby. As you said, at the foundation of the ProFM is the body of knowledge. It's a comprehensive set of knowledge, skills, and abilities that all facility managers should know to be successful in our work. I'm going to give you a brief overview of all 24 so that you can get a sense of the depth of the content that the ProFM body of knowledge has. It's full of useful and helpful information, both strategically and it's very tactical. I'll use this diagram as I talk through the next several slides. As you can see, there are 4 quadrants in the circle that represent the 4 primary modules of the body of knowledge. The first is operation and maintenance. Facilities managers feel most comfortable in this zone, but you know there's always something more to learn. Within the O&M module, there are 5 main topics. Technical services, which includes preventive and predictive maintenance strategies for hard services and systems in buildings. Occupant services, all people services from fitness centers to cafeterias to copy centers and custodial services and 40 other services that we may provide for staff in our buildings. There's work management, which examines the workflow and work order processes and related technologies. Utility management. This is an area that I worked in my entire career. It covers things like energy, gas, water consumption, how to be more efficient with those resources, how to calculate industry metrics, and even understanding a water or electric bill. And then space management, which covers planning and management of the space for people, from determining occupant needs to move management practices and strategies. The second module is asset management. This module focuses on various activities FMs engage in to manage and realize the value from our physical assets. The module covers project management, which follows the plan, do, check, act model. Strategic planning, which is about understanding organizations' needs and aligning our FM processes to support the organization. Capital planning. This is a dive into the financial processes associated with planning large-scale capital projects and even smaller projects, from developing business cases and return on investment calculations to life cycle cost analyses. Construction. This section looks at the process of constructing from design, programming, execution, and closeout. The third module is that of risk management, which looks at the processes of identifying and analyzing and managing risk. The 4 topics include compliance and standards. And here I want to make a note that of all the new ISO definitions related to FM are incorporated into the body of knowledge. And risk management is one area where you will see those definitions provided and explained. Environmental health and safety covers things like indoor air quality, hazards, and fires. Security looks at physical security, cybersecurity, and workplace violence. And finally, emergency management covers things like response and incident processes and business continuity, something that is certainly relevant today. The fourth module in our circle is business management. This looks at the skills and mindsets we need as facilities managers to manage and lead our staff, our customers, and our vendor partners. The topic also covers basic financial management, including understanding financial statements and development of budgets. We talk about the procurement and purchasing process and managing the many service contracts that we may have. There's also a detailed section on real estate, looking at both owned versus leased properties and related processes. Those are the four core parts of the wheel, but you will notice that we have one more module, and that's highlighted in the blue and in circles and wraps around the other modules in the circle. That is because the fifth and final module covers what ProFM calls cross-functional competencies. These are topics that are inherently woven into all the other core modules. Topics like communication, sustainability, quality, innovation, and collaboration. So while each of these topics are covered independently within that one module, you'll see them throughout the other four modules as well. I'd like to turn it back over to Bobby now to talk to you about how you can elevate your knowledge and earn the ProFM credential through the University of Dallas.
Great, thanks, Jim. So next we'll walk through the steps in order to earn the actual ProFM credential. The ProFM credential is a knowledge-based credential, which is focused on building knowledge and skills and abilities. The ProFM Credential program is an all-in-one program which gives you everything you need to study, prepare, and earn the credential. So the program is composed of three components that you'll see here on the screen. So first being the reading materials. There's 5 reading modules that are delivered through an online embedded e-reader or online plus printed materials that teach the entire ProFM body of knowledge. In total, there's about 1,000 pages of content divided amongst the 5 modules. Component number 2 is the interactive online study tools, which you will have access to as well. This includes a pretest, a smart study plan, section quizzes, flashcards, progress reports, and a resource center. All those tools there to help you reinforce your learning gain from the reading materials. And then lastly, the final component is the 2-part online final assessment. Before I move on to walking through the online final assessment in more detail, Jim, would you mind speaking to your process of going through the ProFM Credential program and utilizing the reading materials and online study tools?
Sure. So when I went through the ProFM material to study and eventually take and pass a test, there were no topics that were completely foreign to me because I had spent my entire career in facilities. However, there were some topics that were areas of strength, obviously, and other topics that I learned new important things. However, reading the material was far and away the most important thing for me. For a professional at any level aspiring to the ProFM certification, the key is having a disciplined approach to reading the material and using the support tools such as the quizzes and flashcards. I provide course students what I call the keys to success at the beginning of the course. And it includes these things. How to get into a routine and have a disciplined approach. However, the most important part of the process is to read the material and understand that perspective of the body of knowledge.
Great, thanks, Jim. So now to go into the online final assessment. So this is the last and final component that's included in your ProFM Credential program. And just to point out, it is embedded in your online access. So you don't have any need to go pay for an exam at an outside testing center. So the ProFM differentiates itself from other FM knowledge-based credentials as it not tests not only what you know, but how you apply it. This is important to employers who want to validate that their employees can also apply what they've learned. That's what makes ProFM practical and applicable for FMs. The two-part online final assessment, part one is a knowledge exam. So this is designed to measure your breadth of knowledge in the FM profession based on the 19 functional knowledge areas and 5 cross-functional competencies of the ProFM body of knowledge that Jim had just walked through. This exam is 75 multiple choice questions, and there's a 90-minute time limit on this exam. Part two is an application exam, which is designed to test your ability to apply your skills to real-world scenarios that you may encounter in your work. These questions focus on reviewing and critically analyzing different situations to best apply the ProFM knowledge and competencies. The application exam is 50 multiple choice questions, also with a 90-minute time limit. Both exams can be completed on your own device at a convenient time and place. They can be repeated at no additional fee until you pass with a 70% or higher. Once you pass both exams with a 70% or higher, you would then submit your final results online to receive your official ProFM certificate. Next, I wanted to walk through some approval and funding. I'd really encourage you to take advantage of some possible ways to offset the cost of your preparation with employer funding, tuition reimbursement program, or the Approach Your Boss Toolkit, which can be found on the profmi.org site. The Approach Your Boss Toolkit will help you make the case for pursuing your ProFM training by helping you formulate discussion points for an in-person discussion or by crafting an initial email to pitch ProFM to your boss. This can be downloaded via the link shown in the bottom right-hand corner.
I'm going to talk just briefly about why the University of Dallas to obtain your ProFM. I'm going to lead off with the fact that the university is a small university, and it provides a personalized experience, as well as I've said here, a well-structured adult education program and a well-run program. So from an administrative standpoint, people who care about what you're doing. In terms of taking course, obviously the networking ability to network with other students. And as your instructor, I've been credentialed instructor, and I can provide you the expertise, insights that you need to study and pass the tests. I will also be available for one-on-one guidance throughout the course and offer tips on staying on track so that you can not just take the course, but at the end of the course be successful and obtain the credential. We also have a slide here showing the schedule for the course, which will begin on September 14th. Starts with an introductory class. Again, that's to lay the foundation and get you started. And then every 2 weeks, we will go over a module. And the 2 weeks in between gives you sufficient time to read the material for each of those modules. Again, I will say it's critical to read those materials to be prepared and ultimately have a review at the end of the class that will have you prepared to take and pass the test.
Great, thanks, Jim. So next, I just wanted to highlight some of the registration and deadlines. So the registration deadline for this course is going to be August 28th. However, I would highly encourage you to take advantage of the early bird discounted registration deadline, which is August 14th. On the next slide here, we'll walk through some of the tuition and discounts, and you'll see there's a pretty significant discount if you can take advantage of that early bird discounted price. So the early bird discount, students can earn an early bird discount by completing the registration process, which is including payment, 30 days from the start of the class. This must be completed by August 14th at the latest to qualify for that early bird discount. And then also I wanted to highlight the discounted tuition. So if you can take advantage of both the early bird plus discounted tuition. So discounts are offered for UD alumni and students, government employees, both federal and local, NFMNT industry partners, which would include Connects, and US veterans. To qualify for the discounts, students will be asked to provide an active.edu or .gov email, UDID, or membership number. And then lastly, we'll discuss how to enroll for the course. So you can enroll by visiting profmi.org/courses-offered, and then locating the University of Dallas, or by contacting Kathy Whitgrove at 972-721-5298, or by emailing her at udexecutive@udallas.edu. And then if you get to the University of Dallas course page, I provided a screenshot on the right-hand side there of where you can click to register and sign up for the course, but also highly recommend contacting Kathy directly, either via phone or email. And then if anyone has any questions regarding the ProFM Credential program, you can feel free to contact me directly and I'd be happy to help. I've left my phone and email on this screen. And Jim and I would both like to thank you all for joining us today, and we hope you have a great day.
Thank you.